Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar, and we are on our YouTube channel, JIB CIB English Medium, everyone. How are we doing? Okay, everyone, what's the purpose of the session? The purpose of this session is that I'm going to talk about the specific topic of PYQ. That means the previous year questions that has been asked in the examination. It's all memory based, everyone. So, first of all, if you find this particular session useful, then please share the session, like the session, and subscribe to the channel right away. Acha. Everyone, if you haven't downloaded the app, please download the app first. Along with this, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Okay, now here comes the first question, everyone. The first question relates to the specific area of posting. Posting is from journal to ledger, everyone. How does it work? Which of the following best describes the posting process from the journal to ledger, everyone? In this case, what will happen? Every debit entry in the journal must be posted to the corresponding credit. Next part is transactions are posted directly to the ledger without using the journal. वैसे ऐसा नहीं होता. First of all, things have to go through journal, then from journal to ledger. Then comes every entry in the journal is posted to the ledger by transferring the respective debit and credit balances to appropriate accounts. That sounds better. And the last one is when we talk about the process of posting refers to copying the balances. Everyone, it's not about the copying of balances. है ना? Everybody, what's going to be the answer? See, the point is the first one. Every debit has a corresponding credit. It's not the point, because the point is when we talk about every debit has an opposite, it is not about opposite credit. ठीक है ना? There is no opposite credit there. If it's a debit part, it goes into the debit part of the ledger even. So transactions are posted directly to the ledger without using journal. Nahi. It starts from journal, then goes to the ledger. So in this case, this part is also wrong, this is also wrong, and there is never a copying part. So in this case, what's going to be the answer, everyone? It is basically C. Done, everyone? The answer is C. Let's talk about the next question then. Okay, a company earned 20 lakh in net income and 2 lakh shares were outstanding. During the year, they had given dividend to the preference shares of rupees 1 lakh. If the company issued 50,000 new shares halfway through the year, what is their basic earning per share, everyone? How do we define the earning per share? Earning per share is basically what? If we define the earning per share, that is the overall earnings of the organization. Okay? That is earning per share is what is the earning that you are making on individual share. Okay, so when we talk about the shares there, we have to find the basic EPS. Now, in this case, one thing is for sure, you earned 20 lakh rupees, but out of 20 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 lakh rupees has gone to the preference shareholder. So you're left with 19 lakhs. है ना? Then comes how many shares are there, everyone? In the first case, during the year, it declared 1 lakh dividend. Nahi. If the company issued 50,000 new share, okay, the company already had 2 lakh share. I'm writing it here, everyone. The company had 2 lakh share already, but that was for how much time? Halfway through the year. That means 2 lakh shares were for 6 months. And then, everyone, the average for to be taken in this case would be 50,000 was for, अच्छा नहीं, this 2 lakh was for the entire 12 months, है ना? While this 50,000 was introduced 6 months later. Done, everyone? So in this case, what's the number of equity shares that we have to take up? 2 lakh into 12 by 12. So the entire year 2 lakh shares were there. But what about the 50,000 into 6 divided by 12? That means 25,000. This makes 19 lakh is the amount which is available for equity, where this is 2 lakh 25,000 shareholders are there, or the number of shares. So you have 19 lakh rupees to be divided among 2 lakh 25,000 units. So what do we do? 19 lakh, it is 19 lakh divided by 2 lakh 25,000, giving us 8.44. So in this case, what's going to be the answer? The answer is equal to 8.44, everyone. Done, everyone? Okay, the answer is actually none of the above. This is the solution for the particular question, everyone. Got the idea? What distinguishes a statutory company from other companies? Everyone, when we talk about statutory matlab it is required as per the statute. Statute matlab when we talk about the term statute, it is basically required by law. It is registered under the Companies Act. It operates under the Royal Charter. It is created by a special act by the central or the state legislature. When we talk about Royal Charter, this is as per the Queen. As per Queen, only one kind of companies are existing at this point of time, that is your chartered companies. So I don't even know whether these companies are existing in our country, so there is no more. The companies which are formed under the charter, this is basically, they are called chartered companies. And one of the biggest example is East India Company. In this examination, I think last to last year, they'd asked a specific question regarding, give an example of chartered company. In the book, they had given the idea of East India Company, and that is what even was asked in the examination as well. Okay? Done, everyone? So the answer in this case is it is registered under the Companies Act. No, it is not. वैसे तो every company is registered under, but this is not a distinguishing point. This is common among all. So this is the wrong part. It is always owned by the private individuals. No, there is nothing of that sort. And then it is operated by the chartered companies. No, it is not actually taken care by the charter. So in this case, what's going to be the answer? That is C point, everyone. ठीक है? Next question, everyone. Which of the following is a characteristic of chartered company? As I told you, we're talking about the chartered company. It is established by the special act of parliament. It is incorporated under the charter issued by a king or a head of the state. It is registered under the Companies Act 2013, or it is a company wholly owned by the private shareholders. Everybody? When we talk about the chartered companies, as I told you, chartered companies are those companies which are basically formed under the name of the Queen. So in this case, what's going to be the answer? If anything is under the name of the Queen, it is the point number B. King or Queen in this case. And when we talk about England is basically ruled by the Queen ultimately, है ना? So the Queen is the main point. Queen Elizabeth was the last person who was the strongest hire, I would say. You know, she was the one who has ruled for quite a few years, and East India Company was existing before her even. So that's the point. Then we talk about the chartered companies, everyone. Next question. Forensic audits are typically performed in which of the following? But what is forensic? When we talk about the CBI, SBI, CBI is their crime branch, would be looking forward towards investigating any any major fraud or maybe even a murder or something, है ना? They'll all will be looking forward to it. So when we talk about the forensic audits, why are they typically performed? Forensic audits are typically for routine financial audits. No, it is not a routine based thing. It happens because of a reason. What's the reason? It happens because there is something that has happened, है ना? During tax planning of the companies, tax planning and tax evasion are two different points, everyone. Tax planning can be something which is related to the specific area of carefully designing your tax burdens. You know, how do you keep that burden and how do you distribute it? In case of suspected fraud or embezzlement, everyone, or before a company's initial public offering. No, when the company is going for IPO, there is no point of asking the company to go for specific forensic audits. Whenever there's a situation where the companies can face major issue, only and only then we look forward towards this area. So it is the C. When you find that there is a particular transaction or a particular person that you feel is involved in any kind of negative things. Done, everyone? Everyone? Next point. Which of the following would not qualify or is not classified as an operating expense? Do you know what is the difference between operating and non-operating expenses? Operating expenses are those expenses which you do for a specific reason. That is, they are exclusively for your business. है ना? Operating expenses are those expenses which are incurred uh, in order to run your business. It is done. Na? So operating expenses are those expenses which are done for the sake of it, that when we talk about these kind of expenses, their basic aim is to run your business or to operate your business. Then comes rent for the office space. Okay, till the time we do not have the rent, I think we cannot work. Next point is insurance premium. Then the next part is cost of goods sold or utility bills. Everyone, when we talk about rent should be based upon your selling area or buying area. This is for office expenses. Insurance premium is uh, for covering your losses there. है ना? Any risk that can come in future has to be covered with it. COGS is not your main operating expense. It is basically COGS plus admin expenses and general expenses would make a total of operating expense. So in this case, the correct answer is actually cost of goods sold, because rest are not the COGS there, everyone. Done? Everybody? Chaliye ji. Now let's move on to the next question. How are intangible expenses typically reflected in the financial statements? As a liability on the balance sheet, as an expense in the income statement, as a deduction from the sales revenue, or as equity on the balance sheet, everyone? Intangible assets are what? Intangible assets are those assets which are required in the business and they are untouchable. These are something that are non-monetary in nature and they cannot be touched. That is the basic reason we call them intangibles. But everyone, if you talk about it can be measured in terms of cash, yes, in terms of money, we measure them. That is why they become an asset. So in this case, where is it typically reflected as a liability? It is not a liability. If you have an asset, how can we call intangible expenses? Okay, intangible expenses are expenses income statement. Reductions from the sales revenue are as equity in the balance sheet. It's not a part of equity, everyone. If it is a part of equity, then it has to be rather removed from the equity area. Okay. So in this case, where would it be? For example, if I'm talking about preliminary expenses, the expenses that we book for the current year is a part of income statement. Then everyone, so in this case, the answer is B. Because as a reduction from the sales revenue is not a part of it, because we are talking about the expenses there. If we make an asset, then it will go to balance sheet. Okay, everyone, next question. A company plans to retire a bond of rupees 10 lakh in 10 years. So we are going to pay them back in 10 years. If it sets up the sinking fund that earns an interest rate of 6%, how much must the company deposit each year to meet this obligation? Assume the interest is compounded annually. 40, 60, 75,000 and 80,000, everyone. Everybody, how do we define this part? Pata, what is sinking fund? You know that in the upcoming future, the value of your asset would decline. So before it ends, we would like to save enough money for this particular purpose. है ना? We're talking about interest rate is compounded annually. Let's find out the amount, everyone. How do we find the amount? That is principal. 1 plus r raised to power n. Everybody, let's talk about this part. Principal is 10 lakh rupees. Aditya say yes, this is a live class. Just missed out on the comments. Everybody, what's gonna be the answer? See, in this case, you have got 10 lakh rupees that you are investing. Then 1 plus 6% raised to power 10. Everybody, in this case, what's going to be the answer? You take this 10 lakh and you add up the 1 plus 6% there. When you add it up, you will get the rough amount that is your interest. Because first of all, you will find the principal as well as whatever you're going to receive in the upcoming future is your amount. From your amount, remove the principal portion. That is your compound interest. Everybody, what's gonna be the answer in this case? When we are using this particular method now, the answer will come out to be C, 75,800. Remember, when you're applying the formula, this does not mean that this is the amount. We are talking about their age in terms of the working, whatever we are keeping for that particular child, and after how much time they will receive their funds. Done? Everybody? The answer is C. Next question, everyone. Everybody, please share the session, like the session, and subscribe to the channel right away. We are still left with a lot of topics to cover. Everybody, let's look at the next question. If a company purchases 20 lakhs and sells a building for 15 lakh, what is the net cash flow for the investing activities in this case, everyone? 5 lakh, 5 lakh inflow, 5 lakh outflow, so 35 lakh outflow, 35 lakh inflow. What's going to be the answer? Actually, everyone, if a company purchases a land for 20 lakhs and sells a building for 15 lakh, what is the net cash flow in terms of investing activities? What is investing activity? Investing activities in the cash flow statement is related to the selling, which is going to be a plus, and buying. Since when we buy something, we lose money, of assets that are non-current in nature. है ना? Those particular assets which are non-current in nature are to be considered in this area. When we talk about investing activities are those activities which are considered in terms of, see, if you have got a particular piece of land, what's happening? You purchase land for rupees 10 lakh, sorry 20 lakh, so that means minus 20 lakh should be there. And since you sold a building for 15 lakh, you have more outflow than inflow, isn't it? Then what's going to be the answer? Since you have more outflow than inflow, Your final point in this area should be that the net cash used in investing activities is minus 5 lakh. Why the word used, everyone? Because the organization spent more and got less. ठीक है? So in this case, the answer should be 5 lakh outflow. The answer is B. Next point. Which of the following would not be considered as a cash equivalent, everyone? T-bills for 3 months, short-term deposits that can be easily converted into cash, or cash on hand or in the cash register, or a 5-year bond. Anything that can be converted into cash within no time is covered under the cash and cash equivalents, everyone. For example, bank balance or marketable securities, the securities which you hold for less than 3 months. Something which can be easily converted into cash. B point. Is still cash. Treasury bills in this case is marketable securities. Then we have the cash in hand in terms of cash register. This is pure cash already. Then it's the 5-year bond. Why? Because this is a long-term liability, not a cash and cash equivalent, everyone. So in this case, the correct answer is D. Everybody? Chaliye ji. Next point, everyone. Why do we where do we keep this 5-year bond? This 5-year bond in terms of cash flow is gonna be a part of your 5-year bond is a part of your financing activity, everyone. ठीक है ना? Next point, everyone. In the branch banking system, which of the following is typically handled at the central office rather than individual branches? Everybody, what's going to be the answer in this case? In the banking system, which of the following typically handled by the central office rather than the individual banks? Everybody, in case of a branch banking system, which of the following is typically handled by the CO office? Central office rather than the public officer. What's going to be the answer? Loan approvals, account openings, cash deposits, or withdrawals, everyone? In this case, the correct answer is actually A. Loan approvals. ठीक है ना? When we talk about the area where we talk about this, the central office rather than the individual branches. Loan approvals, account openings, cash deposits, or last is cash withdrawals. Everybody, land and building is tangible in nature. Everybody, what's going to be the answer in this case? When we talk about the branch banking system, the correct answer is actually A. In terms of loan approval, it is super duper important, everyone. Okay? Okay, here comes the next point. In terms of the when a bill of exchange is dishonored by the non-acceptance. Okay, there was a particular person who was supposed to pay you, but there was a he didn't give an acceptance, so there was a non-acceptance. But what recourse does the holder have? The holder can endorse it immediately. The holder of the bill must say wait till the end of the time. That is not there. You can definitely give your bond share to someone else to take care of it, and then the holder can protest the bill and the claim charges. Whatever happens, you're going to receive a certain amount of money. It is always less than what you are currently getting. So then in any case, this makes more sense there now. When we talk about dishonor, the particular amount that was supposed to be paid is not being paid, so the holder can endorse it immediately. You can, but a particular point of opportunity of being hurt, everybody deserves, है ना? The holder must cancel the bill, and leaving without action, is it really a solution, or isn't it the opposite? So in this case, the correct answer is what? The answer is you have to look forward towards the person who's owning the bill. There's a specific rule of bills of exchange, everyone. Whenever the bills are supposed to be paid, है ना? Then what will happen when the bills are supposed to be paid? Then if in case the party doesn't pay, then noting charges is paid by the holder in due course. ठीक है? Everyone, when we talk about the bills of exchange, obviously the holder in due course, if I'm holding the bill, I have to go to the court and tell them, Arey, this particular person hasn't paid the money. So what will happen? The noting charges are the charges which are to be paid when a particular person dishonors the bill. When a person says that he cannot pay the bill, so this bills of exchange has to be cancelled. So it has to be taken care in this case. Which of the following statements regarding personal accounts is correct? Personal accounts can only represent natural persons. Personal account do not require any documentation for transaction. Why? Personal accounts can be created for legal entities, or personal accounts are always nominal accounts. Really? Personal accounts are what? Which are related to a specific person. है ना? Everyone? When we talk about the personal accounts, this includes me as an individual, matlab Niharika is a personal account, and even SBI Bank is a particular personal account, LIC is a personal account, and Wipro is a personal account, Infosys is a personal account. That means it is related to the legal entities. पता है? Even companies have their own PAN cards, right? So even a partnership firm has a PAN card. So when we talk about personal accounts, aren't these linked to the legal positions of any organization? Other than these companies, partnership firms, there is something called body of individuals, or AOP, association of persons, where there's a club where multiple people, partnership, companies, and everything else is a part of it. Then it is called then it's a part of association of persons. It is called AOP. Then it is called AOP. If the particular club has only individuals who are going to be a part of it, then it is called body of individuals, BOI. All this is a part of your all this is a part of your book in terms of your depreciation even, and this is for all the different parts na. And the basic accounting procedure is where you will find this account. Okay. चलिए जी. In this case, this is for all the legal entities, provided the legal entity is timely created even. Everyone, a company's outstanding salary is classified under what? Outstanding salary, the salary which is not yet paid. Personal account, real account, nominal account, or representative personal. Everybody? Outstanding salary matlab this amount is not yet paid. Huh? This is still pending. And this is actually a liability because it is yet to be paid. If it's a liability, what do we do? Personal account, real account, nominal, representative personal. पता है personal account has three different points, everyone. There is something called personal account. We have natural person like you and me, the one who breathes. Then we have artificial person. And the last one, natural person, artificial person, and the last one is called representative personal account. See, this particular amount belongs to a particular person to whom the amount is to be paid. But we have to remember the nature. What amount are we paying and why? Right? For example, your employees. Why do you give them salaries? Because they serve you. But the point is, in this case, there is a movement of money from you to the employees. So this means if I talk about this entire area, when we pay them their money, it's a part of their expense. The company has to do these expenses, है ना? Those expenses and incomes are nominal account. Next point, everyone. When you talk about outstanding personal account, outstanding is basically related to the area of which part is still not paid yet. Everybody, what's going to be the answer in this case? Everybody, personal account, real account, nominal account. Since it relates to a specific person, then it's called representative personal account because I have to remember the name of the person to whom the payment is to be made. Right? What's going to be the answer in this case, everyone? Let's move on to the next question then. What is the primary difference between real account and nominal account? But the real accounts are exclusively linked with the assets. Real accounts are linked with the assets, while nominal accounts are linked with what? The nominal accounts are linked with either expenses or incomes. Real accounts represent people? No. Personal account represents people. Nominal account represents things? Nominal account is linked with the specific area of expenses. So this is not related to things even. Real account relates to tangible and intangible assets. That makes sense. And nominal accounts relates to the expenses. Yes, it does. So I think the correct answer should be B. But let's look at the other part as well. Real accounts can be closed at the end of the year. Assets can be closed if you're done with those. If you aren't, then they are to be considered. And when what about expenses? Expenses are to be taken and it is for yearly basis. You know? And there is no difference, they are used interchangeably. This particular point is definitely not making sense at all. So this part is gone, this part is gone. The correct answer is B itself, everyone. Real account relates to tangible and intangible, both kinds of assets, everyone. And when we talk about nominal expenses, it talks about debit all the expenses and losses and credit all the incomes and gains. In case of bills receivable, which of the following would not be the reason for discounting of a bill, everyone? Immediate cash requirement, to avoid the risk of default, to increase the sales revenue, or to take advantage of the cash discount from suppliers. Everybody? When we talk about the bills receivable, which would not be, which of the following would not be a reason for discounting? Why would I discount the bill? Why would I sell the bill to someone else when I don't have enough funds? That's one of the reasons. Immediate cash requirements, this is not, this is actually a reason. To avoid risk of default, agreed. Sometimes you feel that other party, if you give them a lot of time, they will spend their money and will not be able to pay you back. Then to increase the sales revenue, bills receivable, everyone, in case of a bill receivable, why would you give it or sell it? Basically, you do it for a one specific reason, is for all the specific reasons there. To increase the advantages of cash discounts, you want to get cash discounts, so you give cash discounts and then you pay the specific amount to your wholesalers. It is even for immediate cash requirements as well. It is to avoid the risk of default. What if the other party doesn't give? If it has been shifted to the banks, or any other organization, then you don't really have to worry. If you go for sans recourse, matlab you say that whatever amount the particular person pays, this is one lump sum amount that I would like to have. They'll take their lump sum amounts and they'll start their businesses, right? So in this case, why is it not required? To increase the sales revenue. To increase the sales revenue, you don't really have to do this. You can rather take more loans. A taxpayer has failed to file GSTR1 for 2 consecutive months, everyone. What is the consequence? The taxpayer will face a penalty. The GST registration will be cancelled. Taxpayer will not have be able to file GST 3B, and there is no consequence for tax filing. Non tax filing. वैसे ऐसा नहीं होता. There is definitely a consequence there. They have to face a penalty as well. Whenever a specific return is not filed, then the per day those particular penalties are there. It's not even monthly, it's actually daily. These basically, when we talk about the particular amounts that we are supposed to pay, this helps to think about the answer on your mind and then look at the particular option. ठीक है ना? And see how many of you are going correct. What is the impact of increased authorized capital in the company's financial structure, everyone? It reduces the company's debt equity ratio. It has no impact on the company's financial statements, increases the liabilities, or immediately increases the company's cash reserves, everyone. What is the impact of increase in authorized capital? If we increase the authorized capital, matlab I can get more capital for the company there, है ना? Right? What is the impact of increased authorized capital? You have taken more permission, matlab this gives you more space to subscribe, to ask people to subscribe to your channel, है ना? Everyone, the correct answer is authorized capital will not have a change in the financial structure. If you have 10 lakhs, then you will have 10 lakh by the end of the year. Unless you actually increase your funds or use this amount, the particular situation remains the same. Oh, the next question, the answer is already given, but let's talk about it. Sensitivity analysis is the method used to predict the outcome of decisions given on a certain range of variables. It examines how the certainty of input for output of a model can be apportioned to different sources of uncertainty in its inputs, everyone. Sensitivity analysis is only applicable to projects where all variables are stable and no external market forces are present. Which of the following is true, everyone? When we talk about sensitivity, in this case, first part is correct. Sensitivity analysis is a method used to predict the outcome. You are actually looking at which particular factor affects you more. So the first part is definitely correct. Everybody, what's gonna be the answer in this case? Sensitivity definitely affects only one particular area, na? That's what we are trying to study there. Everybody, what's gonna be the answer to this area? Sensitivity is linked with the area of how quickly you are basically looking forward to that pointer of the changes. Acha, this particular question, the answer is visible. Just a moment, let me just hide the answers so that you can actually think of it. What is the duration of the bond decreases, the YTM increases. But the duration of the bond plays a very important role. If the bond is for a longer period, the risk is high or low. The risk becomes higher. When we talk about this area, na, this is clearly said. When we talk about this area, actually, this is another question. I think I missed out on one question. A student purchased a computer by obtaining a loan. They took a loan, and this particular loan was taken for 60K. Everyone, so the loan is for 60,000. Interest is 12% per annum, and if the loan is to be paid back within 2 years, this is 2 divided by 12. Everyone, what's gonna be the answer in this case? When we are trying to take a loan, we have to do the P into R into T by 100 now. This is 60,000 into 12% into 2. Actually, this is for 2 years. This is not for 2 months, na? This is for 2 years, everyone. So in this case, what's gonna be the answer? Now the answer is different. Now the answer is 14,400. That means if I initially had 60,000, then after deducting the particular part, this is the total amount we are left with. ठीक है ना? 60,000 plus 14,400. Done, everyone? This was a question on. This was a question on PGBP. This was a question related to the specific area of simple interest and compound interest. Sorry. Everyone, the duration of the bond decreases when the YTM increases. How do we justify this part, everyone? When your YTM, yield to maturity, increases, what you want is increasing every single year. You would want to just get that thing, and you want to get rid with this particular market. In this market right now, duration of the bond is predetermined. है ना? We want that this much amount should be there. And when the YTM increases, when your yield to maturity increases, when the people are less likely to come to your place and look forward towards your working there. है ना? When we talk about the term YTM, YTM is your desire. चलिए, everybody done? In this case, when you talk about the yield to maturity, the money that you are putting up towards the maturity, what's the correct answer? A and R are true, R is correct or not? An increase in YTM reduces the bonds price. When we talk about your what you want is increasing, then obviously people will feel disappointed in your share and they will try to sell it away. You know? And decrease the interest in terms of sensitivity. So in this case, what's going to be the answer? In this case, A is going to be the answer. So this is absolutely correct. There's always a specific regulatory body in terms of these organizations na, which regulates beautifully. Can everyone? Chaliye. Now let's move on to the next question. Everyone, let's move on to the next question now. We're done with this as well now. Simple interest and compound interest wala question. We're done. A company purchased a machinery for 50,000. Installation were 5. So and at the same time annual maintenance charges are also given. Everybody, when we talk about this question, Acha, even this answer is also visible. Huh? What do we do? We purchased a particular thing for 50,000. Your annual cost was 5,000. Installation charges are a part of it. Maintenance cost is not a part of it. This is your revenue expenditure, everyone. The machine useful life is for 50,000 plus 5,000. That means the overall cost is 55,000. 55,000 divided by the life is 10 years. And then divide it uniformly. है ना? When you have to divide it uniformly, what is going to be the amount? Then 55,000 divided by 10k divided by the number of years is going to be the answer. Okay? Done? This is based upon the straight line method. What is the straight line method, everyone? Cost minus your salvage value divided by number of years. That is 5,500. You plan to invest 10,000 at the end of each year for 5 years in a fund that offers an interest at the rate of 8% compounded annually. What will be the future value of this ordinary annuity at the end of 5th year? Everybody, there's a question that you are investing 10,000 at the end of each year. Achha, this is a part of annuity, na? And that too, every year by the end, that means this is ordinary annuity. Everyone always remember, if it is after the particular time period, then it is basically, if you're doing it late, you're ordinary. If you're doing it early, then this is annuity due. Okay, this is ordinary annuity. In this case, what's going to be the point? Whenever we have to calculate the amount there, it is basically whatever principal is there, 1 plus r raised to power n minus 1 divided by r. This is your formula for annuity. Try the formula, everyone. You have got 10,000 rupees. You plan to invest 10,000 at the end of each year. You are putting 10k at the end of each year for 5 years, and 8% is your rate of interest, which is compounded annually. So in this case, what is going to be the answer? It is going to be 58,666. How do we do this, everyone? You pick up this 10,000 and you pick 1 plus 8% there, raised to power 5 minus 1 divided by your r, 8%. Done? The answer is 58,666. This is the formula, everyone. I think this is a question from our book itself. I prepared this particular numerical from our book itself. Everybody getting the point? Vamsi ma'am, account name Mr. Introvert. And there are many people who are there in the class. Everyone who's in the class, please like the session if this is useful for you. Please share the session and subscribe to the channel right away as well. Chaliye, done? Next question, everyone. So just give me a moment. We're looking at the next question now. This next question is related to the of now done with that part as well. Look at this. A firm manufacturing thermometers is a firm which manufactures thermometers. The fixed cost is given. There is of 1 lakh rupees, everyone. Your variable cost is 120 per unit. While your the particular value is 3,000. Now 3,000 of these are sold. 3,000 is basically something what this is your ultimate amount that you are selling at. That is sales minus variable cost, everyone. The sale was 160 per unit minus 120 per unit. We're left with 40 rupees right now. Everybody, in this case, first of all, sales minus variable cost and then minus the fixed cost. Everybody, when we talk about this particular question, how do we discuss it? The formula says that first of all you take sales. From this, remove only the variable cost. This will give you the contribution. From your contribution, remove your fixed cost, and this will give you the profit before interest and tax. Then in this case, it is basically 120 rupees is the sales time, 160 is the sales value. From this you remove 120, you're left with 40 rupees in terms of your country. Then what is the particular value in terms of the fixed cost? then a fixed cost is given in terms of years. So let's multiply it 40,000 into 30. Normally, this is the way we are looking at it. The contribution here comes to this. Then, what is your part? Fixed cost has to be taken out. Fixed cost is a total amount of 1 lakh rupees, everyone. Remove that particular amount. Whatever is left is your pure loss. And if possible, then the correct answer is, everyone, it is 20,000. Chaliye ji. Next question. Let's look at a few MCQs further there. Everyone, this is the particular area of relevant costing. In the area of costing itself, that is, from the sales, you remove only the variable cost first. From your variable cost, later on, you remove only the fixed cost. Once you have done with both the areas, that is where you get the particular valuation. Okay, next question is related to the Ind AS, everyone. Ind AS 110, 38, 2 and 29. What are the counterparties? Financial reporting in hyperinflationary economies, then inventory, intangible assets, or CFS. Consolidated financial statements, everyone. Everybody, these kind of questions can be definitely expected in the examination. Okay, na? From the area of shares and all, they normally put these kind of questions. Okay, let's talk about the point there. First is 110. This is related to the consolidated financial statements. This 110 is linked with consolidated financial statements. Then when we talk about Ind AS 38, Ind AS 2, and last is Ind AS 29. The formula and their answer is going to be 4321, everyone. A should be having the fourth point. B should be having the third point, as I told you. Then comes C and then comes A. So the lengthiest is A. Everybody done? Chaliye ji. Which of the following transactions are linked with the error of principal and in terms of accounting? Principal matlab? There would be the point of every debit has an equal and opposite credit somewhere. Everyone? Error of principal matlab? Then what's the point? Error of principal says your expense has been unfortunately becoming a part of the done, everyone? Chaliye ji. Now let's move on. Earning the purchase of machinery, the purchase book is installed in machinery account. Everybody, when we talk about the specific area of error of principle, principle matlab we are looking forward towards the particular assets, and when we ail, everybody, when we talk about the specific area of error of principle, your asset becomes an expense and expense becomes an asset. This is why it is called error of principle. That is, fearing the purchase of machinery or in purchase account instead of machinery account. That is, you're looking forward to this area. Everyone, when we define the error of principle clearly states when we're talking about specifically the asset noted as an expense and expense noted as an asset. Mixing up of this is covered in this case. ठीक है ना? Entering the machinery purchase in terms of purchases account or machinery their account, then rent as a salary and salary and as a rent, this is a part of commission. Error of commission looks like this, everyone, right? When we talk about the posting of errors in the wrong customer account, again an error of commission. Incorrect totaling the trial balance, this is basically a compensatory error. Nay, if mismatch doesn't arise, then it's a compensating error. When the mismatch arises, it's a which the particular mismatches if not traceable. This is where it's a compensatory error, and it can be found out only and only when we are dealing with the specific area of see, we can actually trace down the particular errors by doing the audits, you know, because compensatory errors or these DIYs, or when we talk about the specific area of reversal of the books of accounts while rectifying entries, that's always something that requires time. है ना? चलिए जी. When we talk about which of the following is incorrect, replacement of defective part of machinery is revenue expenditure. When you are trying to replace the part, it is actually when you are trying to change your machinery, it would be a capital expenditure. Daily wages paid for erection is a part of capital expenditure. This is absolutely correct. Then underwriting commission, it's a part of personal expenditure. In less excess of selling price and machinery in terms of WTV, but less than cost price. Whenever your value is less than cost price, or you can split it as a revenue receipt. If your money that you're receiving is on the sale of an asset, then it is going to be a plus. If it's a minus, then you do the minus. Done, everyone? Chaliye. Everyone, I hope this session is helpful for you. Please keep on sharing the session and liking the session if it is helping you out. This is a question on the basis of what? This was a question on What is correct and what is incorrect, na? Chaliye. Now let's move on to the next question. Which of the following in the context of batch the following? Batch costing. Which of the following is most accurately correct? Which is most accurate? Batch costing is usually primarily for unique one-off products. The cost of batch costing is summing up the costs of the individual's units and does not allow for any overall allocation. In the batch costing, the most people who were uh, that the particular cost per unit is delivered to the people there by dividing. When we talk about this kind of area, batch costing is primarily unique. It is not unique. It's just dependent upon the particular asset that you're looking forward to. Batch costing is linked with the unique area. Unit costing is basically linked with continuous production. When we talk about the cost of batch, it is basically the entire amount. चलिए जी. Now moving on to this next part. In the batch costing, it is divided by the total. The total cost is divided by the total students in that particular area. है ना? Done, everyone? This is into the batch costing. When you create a specific batch of anything exclusively, it's a part of batch costing. This particular topic is covered under your book in terms of the area of costing, types of costing there. Done? Chaliye then. The answer is C. In the batch costing, the cost per unit is derived by the by dividing the particular batch asset. Done, everyone. Now let's move on to the next question. Which of the following is regarding the profitability ratio? Profitability ratio talks about the profit or the loss of the organization and how effectively a company utilizes the equity there, everyone. GP ratio, ROE, ROA, or net profit. When we talk about the specific area, profitability matlab whenever you talk about the returns you are making from the investment that you have done. When it is based upon your investments, what's going to be the answer? Profitability ratios means the profit the organization earns. So GP is one part, it is definitely there, but this particular question says they're talking about equities ownership. It is not GP ratio which is based upon equity. RO is based upon assets and NP is also based upon the sales. It is only return on equity which talks about the share price and the returns that you are making. So in this case, the answer is ROE, everyone. Returns on equity. Done now? Chaliye. Let's end the session here itself, everyone. But before I end the session there, let me show you our website. If you are planning to purchase our courses, you should definitely hurry up. What do we do, everyone? All you need to do is go on to our website, that is www.adda247.com. Go on to the area of JIB and CIB, clicking on it or going on to the area of JIB October. As you can see, our revision batches are here. Parpack batches, crash courses, revision batches, everything has been already started, everyone, for this attempt. But if you are planning not to give the examination this year, then don't worry. What you need to do is you need to pick up the Mahapack, because if you take up the Mahapack, you get all the benefits. ठीक है ना? So you grab all those benefits. What you need to do is go ahead and use the code by 541. Use the code by 541 and apply it. And you will get this particular course for 78% off, everyone, if you download the app first. Under the area of Mahapack, you get all these batches: bilingual, English medium, test series, ebooks, everything is included in it. Done? If you're planning to purchase our courses, then you should definitely go ahead and do it right away. Thank you so much for being there, everyone. I'll be meeting you in the next session, that is on day after tomorrow. So please be there in these Maha revision sessions. Thank you. Bye bye.